The halftime score, Washington State 28, UCLA 6. And the lunar eclipse has about come to a close.
Well, it's weird things that eclipse has happened
full
in
moon.
That first half. Yeah, it's a full moon. It went away. I'm just glad to see it come back.
But we've had some weird things going on here in the last 5 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, how many mistakes can one team make? The Bruins were so close to being in this game, and then it all fell apart. This Maurice Drew fumble recovered by Jason David. That led to this touchdown of 32 yards to Troy Benneman. And then the Craig Bragg fumble is returned by Bohannon, and Jonathan Smith gets in the end zone. A bad snap by Riley Jondal. Jonathan Smith goes in for his third touchdown of the first half. So mistakes have just killed UCLA. They had a chance with the score at 14-6 to be in the game, to be tied or down by 1. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, our first half stats, and you can see Washington State's passing yardage, 96 yards, basically came on 2 plays. Matt Kegel is out of the game with a bad shoulder. He was 3 for 5 in the first half, and his replacement, Josh Swagert, only completed 1 pass out of 5 tries for 1 yard. And they're still ahead by 22.
And here we go with Washington State getting the ball to go on offense to start the second half. Medlock's kick is deep into the end zone and no return. Sammy Moore accepting the ball. It'll be first down out at the 20-yard line. Now here's Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, moments ago I talked with Coach Carl Durrell. He said he wasn't so frustrated the way his team played because he doesn't feel like they're getting beat by Washington State per se on a talent level. He said we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. We are giving them the points. If we can stop that, we might have a chance here in the second half. Keith.
Pretty good size hill to climb, down 28-6 in somebody else's home park.
And starting on defense.
And the wind starting to show up now. Josh Swagert, he is at quarterback. A little quick drop, shoots a bullet downfield. The pass is incomplete, intended for DeVard Darling. And the ball got there with such velocity that he couldn't handle it because Matt Ware was all over him.
That was a perfect pass by Swagert. Got it out on time on this slant route. Good depth on the slant route, but that ball went right through DeVard Darling's hands. Hit him right in the number 1.
Well, that's the difference between the two quarterbacks because this one is healthy. And he's big and strong. Ball rolling around. And the Bruins have it.
That's exactly what they needed.
Washington State can't come up with the snap, and Dave Ball is all over it. And here sets UCLA first down at the Washington State 17-yard line.
Yeah, the Bruins, or rather the Cougars, are proving that they can shoot their feet as well. There's not going to be any toes left in this. A bad snap by Mike Shelford never quite came all the way up to Josh Swagert, and the Bruins are in business.
Matt Moore gives the ball away to Maurice Drew, the freshman. And he didn't get much. About a yard.
They just couldn't have asked for a better thing to happen for UCLA than to get a turnover with this type of field position. Now, you got to do better than 1 yard gain on first down. You've got to get this ball in the end zone. Not only to close the score a little bit, but get some momentum, get some positive vibes going on your sideline.
Moore goes into the middle to Mercedes Lewis. And Lewis can't make the catch against Eric Coleman.
The ball thrown just behind Mercedes Lewis because of the pressure. Matt Moore with a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Ball coming out. But there's Dirting with the shot. And that whole pocket was just right in Moore's face. That's why that ball was thrown behind Lewis.
3rd and 9 now. Pressure coming. Down he goes. Penalty. Beanbag it is. Not a penalty flag.
That's a fumble.
And the ball's picked up by Washington State. Isaac Brown is the man that caused the mayhem. And number 17, Didi Achelanu, came out of the stack with it. But they're going to mark the ball back at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Isaac Brown with the pressure. He'll get credit for the sack there. That's only his second sack of the season, but what a big one because it forced the fumble. Here is Isaac Brown. Watch him come in with the pressure. Blitz from that side. Too many men for the Bruins to block. Same thing happened last week against Stanford. Totally unblocked man at the quarterback results in disaster.
Jonathan Smith will run it up near the 25 for a pickup of about 4. Cougar passing game has been relatively nil since Matt Kegel was injured and went out. Swagger's had the ball on target a couple of times, but the balls have not been caught. 2nd down, 6. Swagger looking around, now throws to the sidelines and overthrows Sammy Moore, who was available for a moment, but the ball hung up and goes incomplete.
Yeah, it's rare in football at any level for a quarterback to complete 1 out of 7 passes and still have a 22-point lead.
Yep.
But when the other team's just handing you the ball.
It's full moon, Dan.
Yes, it is.
Be careful when you cross the bubbling creek. Oh, there's movement. Cougars are going to back up 5.
Dead ball, illegal snap, offense, 5 yards.
Oh, the snapping business. You know, the trouble started with all the snapping in the Oregon game. Remember that?
Yeah, there was.
And it hasn't ceased. Shelford got hurt. All kinds of trouble last week.
Nothing wrong with that snap.
Little dump off to Jonathan Smith. Gets a block on the sidelines, but he's going to come up short of the 1st down by a couple of yards.
And that was a heck of a throw by Josh Swagger because he had big Dave Ball right in his grill. And he had to loft it over knowing he's going to take a big shot.
Jonathan Smith couldn't split him, so he comes up 2 yards short. And here's the punting group. Kyle Bossler, who's a 6'2", 237-pounder from Elma. He's having a pretty good night. He's had 1 short one. Snap is good. The kick is away. It's a low liner. It's returnable. Craig Bragg is caught and taken down right about where he caught the ball at the 39-yard line. You better put some air under that ball because Craig Bragg's going to burn him. He keeps giving him those low line drives. Timeout. UCLA takes over the ball now. 1st down at their own 39-yard line. Thrifty Carmelo postgame report, scores and highlights, time permitting after the game. And Matt Moore is going all the way at quarterback tonight. That's Mercedes Lewis, the tight end in motion. Tyler Ebell tries to slant over the left side. There's no daylight there for him. And another update from John Saunders.
Bowden Bowl 5, and all the first 4 went to Papa Bowden, but Clemson has the lead in this one. Charlie Whitehurst, 51 yards to Kevin Youngblood, down to the 4. Few plays later, Whitehurst keeps it and takes it in. At halftime, Clemson shutting out Florida State, 13-0.
Are you listening, Trojans? Akil Harris is in the backfield for UCLA now. Goes in motion, and Matt Moore goes that way to throw, and he's got Lewis. Finally, Mercedes gets it in the middle of his numbers, and he makes the catch.
First catch of the night for Mercedes Lewis. And prior to that play, the Bruins had been averaging 2 yards per play. That's a good route by Lewis as he turns around Hamza Abdullah and gets out of bounds.
First down at the Washington State 45-yard line. Third quarter, 28-6 Cougars. Air under the ball, lofted down the sidelines, and that's the penalty. I see a penalty flag. Yep, I did. Craig Bragg running under it, and Jason David, I think, got too close.
He thinks you're right, and so does Craig Bragg. It's a blitz by the Cougs, so one-on-one on the outside. A couple of bumps too many there for Jason David. That's a good call.
20 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
15-yard penalty in college football. Look at what Oklahoma did to Texas A&M. My word.
They might want to save a few of those touchdowns. That's 11 touchdowns.
Oof. I remember doing a game with 77 points in it once.
And
I almost went back to the farm. That is no fun.
That is if you've got the 77.
This is Ebel cutting back against the traffic. I'll tell you, one of the reasons the ball's coming out tonight on both sides is they're hitting each other along that line of scrimmage. Yeah. Those linebackers are just whacking people.
And really, the weather is not a factor. It's not that cold here tonight. There's no moisture at all to speak of. So it's just good hitting. And at times, especially on those two punt return fumbles, perhaps a little carelessness in carrying the ball.
Second down and 8 now. The ball is at the Cougar 29. Lewis again moving. Moore goes that way. Passes away. The pass is caught. Caught by Ryan Smith and defended by Carl Pema. And Pema takes him out. It'll be third down and 3.
Oh, Matt Moore 2 for 2 on this drive. Numbers looking better, but it's important now to find a way to get the ball to your playmaker, and that's Craig Bragg. Bragg just 2 catches in that first half for just 17 yards, and he's their big playmaker.
One out of 12 on third down. They go to the shotgun. Short hard into your big tight end Lewis. He makes the catch. You got a first down inside the 20 at the 17.
Very positive play for the Bruins. Good play call by Steve Axman, using the big body of Mercedes Lewis as he split out into the slot. That gives him a lot of room to operate in front of Abdullah. And that big body, that stretch right there, picks up the first down. And it wasn't long ago that the Bruins were in the exact same spot on the field and couldn't capitalize.
Moore goes back under center on first down. At the 18 is where they put it. And the ball to Drew. They got after him in a hurry. Achelanu. Talking to Matt Moore earlier this week, I asked him about going to the shotgun. He came out of Hart High School, and this is what he said.
I love playing the shotgun. Pretty much my whole high school career, I was in the shotgun at Hart High School. But I just feel more comfortable back there. You know, it's easier for me to read, I think, especially when they're coming, you know, off the edge or wherever. It's just a lot easier to get the ball off quickly, I think.
Keith, you might have asked Robert Chai how he felt about the shotgun.
Yeah.
Most centers don't like it.
Second down, 11. Ball goes to Drew again. This time he finds a little room. Batters his way inside the 15 to the 14.
Brought down by Eric Pullman.
UCLA has an advantage with the size of their offensive line. The only negative thing is they just don't have much experience. And going against a very experienced defense of the Cougs, where they have mostly seniors on that defense, very athletic, they negate some of that power with their quickness.
Kevin Brown is in there at the right guard position right now. He was a defensive tackle 2 weeks ago. Had to move him over because of lack of depth. Ebel comes way wide to the bottom of your picture now as they spread him out. And back to the shotgun. There's that little soft lob, and they didn't get it off in time.
That's the other problem with the shotgun, is the center with the crowd noise. He's looking for the quarterback's heel, and if he doesn't look at the right time, then you're going to get a delay of game penalty. So a 3rd and 7 now becomes a 3rd and 12.
2 flags on the play. Prior snap, false start. Offense, that penalty is accepted. Remains 3rd down. The delay occurred after the false start. Therefore, there's no foul for delay.
Whatever. 28-6. Third and 12.
Those are the penalties that have been accepted in the game. That was a 2-for-1 shot, that last one.
Air under it, going to the corner, penalty flag. And did he get in? He got in for the touchdown, depending on the call.
They
it looked
might
like
get
pass interference.
That might be against Ryan Smith, though, Keith.
Might be offensive interference.
It looked like he pushed off when that ball's in the air, and that sign right there tells me exactly that.
Gave him a big shove.
Pass interference, offense.
Yep.
Only 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
Carl Pema had Ryan Smith covered quite well on this little fade route. Good jam right there and good catch-up speed. Watch Smith with a little push there. Boy, I don't know about that now.
It wasn't much. It
On
looked
second view of that.
first time it looked harder.
It didn't even change Pema's direction at all. He definitely got his hands on him, but I'm not sure he pushed him all that much.
Boy, the Bruins have been hammered by the flag tonight, though. They really have.
Yeah, he extended both arms. Yep, that's a good call.
34-yard line after the penalty, and it's 3rd down and 27 now for UCLA. And they're back in the shotgun. Again, same play, same people. Caught it! Bragg. This time, Craig Bragg, and he caught it for a touchdown.
Great adjustment to an underthrown ball by Craig Bragg. And their big playmaker does exactly that. The pressure is going to be a blitz by the Cougs. Man-to-man on the outside. Watch this adjustment by Bragg as David has great coverage on him. But he kept his eyes down the field. Dove in for the score. Great play by Bragg. Wow.
The point. Good. So at 8:07 to go in the 3rd quarter now, the Bruins make it a 28-13 ball game. Well, if you are a Cougar faithful, take a deep breath, get a hold of your easy chair, and lock your feet.
Yeah, and make sure that the center and the quarterback can snap the ball without a fumble.
There you go. Maybe complete a pass.
4 turnovers against Washington State, and they still lead by 15.
Medlock to kick it off. He's been knocking it into the end zone. This one is a yard deep, and it's coming out with Sammy Moore. Had a saw hole, but he couldn't reach it, and they cut him down. ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by Chevy Silverado. It's the right truck. Pacific Life, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. And ADT, America's leader in business and home security. ADT, always there. Jonathan Smith picking his way from the 18-yard line up to close to the 25. Ben Emanuel, who had cramps earlier, back in the ball game and made that tackle.
That was some nifty footwork by Jonathan Smith. 17 carries now, 68 yards, and 3 touchdowns. right about his season average at 4 yards a total.
Second long three. Smith's got it again. Good cut back. Big hole. First down out to the 38-yard line. Ran through the tackle of Chiller.
Yeah, Chiller just whiffed on that tackle, Keith. He's missed a couple today. Just overran this one. He's the Bruins' best tackler.
Havner, the other linebacker, made it.
Watch him come out here and the cutback inside. Going to get Smith this first down. A little slip there on the field turf, and Havner have to come from the far side to bring down Smith.
Now they got some daylight behind them from the 38. Still running. And the scrum produces about a yard.
Well, one thing that Mike Levenseller told me, that they wanted to cut down on their running game. They felt they had too many running plays, and so far tonight it's been effective. A lot more straight power plays off tackle, and a lot less misdirection plays for Levenseller.
4 wideouts, 3 of them bottom of the picture. Now they send Lundy the other way. Smith. I've been doing Justin London, the middle linebacker, the first one to get there. And then a long rumble, big old number 75, Ryan Boschetti.
And with Swagger struggling, completing just 2 of 8 for 11 yards. The Cougs on third down so far, they're not doing very well either. They're just 1 out of 7. And this is again a tough 3rd down and 9 for the redshirt freshman.
Well, he's going to have to deliver the ball somewhere, because I don't think they can sit on a 28-point total. That might not be enough. Down the middle it goes. It's called. My gosh, it's right on the hands of DeVard Darling, and he dropped it. Wow.
The word was caught, and you got all the way to the AU.
Yes.
And he dropped it.
Yes.
No GHT.
Nope.
No touchdown.
No, don't.
Good job by Swagger. Stepped up in the pocket. That was a beautiful pass. Ben Emanuel, number 24, was not quite deep enough in his coverage, and this is a touchdown that was dropped.
Wow. Bossler to punt. Ooh, almost blocked it, but he got some air under this one. And it's back to about the 12-yard line. Here's Bragg caught from behind. Penalty flag down as he's taken down at about the 22.
This would have been DeVard Darling's first catch of the night and his 6th touchdown of the year. Would have been. Penalty on that return against UCLA.
Holding.
Against Nick Carey.
Or a push in the back. Push in the back.
Holding on the receiving team. Penalties after this to the goal. First down.
Puts the ball back just inside the 10-yard line. Score is 28-13 Cougars, and you got 5:17 to play in the 3rd quarter. Well, don't waste your ink yet. UCLA with another mistake backs them up more, and they played much of that first half with their goal line right at their back. Now they start just inside the 10 for this first snap. And Akil Harris is in the backfield. Every time he's been in now, he's gone in motion and become a receiver. And he's trying to block. And gets away with a hold, and the pass is completed up the sidelines to Blaine Kazarian. That's his first catch of the night. And again, check in with John for this update.
Again, it's Texas and Oklahoma State, and it's the young quarterback, Vince Young, doing it with his legs. Quarterback draw, calling his own number, and goes all 23 yards for the touchdown as Texas increases their lead to 27-16.
And you got a first down now for UCLA out of the 34-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Moore's pass thrown to the sidelines and thrown high and hard and outside. At the conclusion of today's game, Chevrolet, a player of the game from each team. Chevrolet making a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Bragg is back in now after a breather.
Matt Moore looks a lot more confident in this second half than he did in the first half. That's a nice pass he threw to Kazarian a moment ago.
Ebell is back there with him in the deep back position. He looks right. He goes deep right, and the pass is incomplete. Smith was over there, Ryan Smith. He was defended by Jeremy Bohannon.
You can see how his numbers have improved here in the second half. Of course, the touchdown to Craig Bragg will do a lot for a young quarterback's confidence. Yeah, he's going to hear third down and 10 yards to go in his sleep tonight.
They empty the backfield. Pressure coming, gets it away, and it's intercepted, but he's out of bounds, so it won't count. Jason David had it. Jason has 15 career interceptions, and he had it in his hands there, but his body was out of bounds.
Yeah, Moore just lets this one go because there's 3 Cougars around big Mercedes Lewis. And a heck of an effort, though, by David to try to drag his toes before he goes out of bounds.
Here's Kluwe in to punt again. He came out early at halftime and was working on getting more air under the ball. In other words, kicking the ball higher. Let's see if he's able to do it here. This snap is good. Yes, he did. My goodness, that's a howitzer. David watches it go all the way into the end zone. He killed it. There's no air left in it. 66 yards. 66 yards. Well, tomorrow the Monday Title and Player of the Year honors may be on the line, so join us here on ABC for final round coverage of the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. Live at 11 in the morning Pacific time on ABC Sports Championship Television. Chad Campbell finished the day at third round, leading by 1 over Charles Howell. Retief Ghosn is there with 10 with Chris Riley. B.J. Singh is 5 under, and Tiger Woods is 2. Singh and Woods are the big story, though. I mean, somebody's going to win a lot of money. There's 2 big titles belong to one job in. That's intercepted. Thrown right to Matt Ware by Swagger, and the Bruins again take a Cougar turnover and control it deep on the Washington State end of the field.
Second big play for Matt Ware tonight. He forced a fumble in the first half, and this was just a gift from Josh Swagger as it hit number 17 right in the chest. The pressure, of course, is going to start this play. He gets drilled by Justin London, and he overthrows Sammy Moore, who was double-teamed by Jared Page and Matt Moore.
He went to the wrong man. It looked like Lundy was open on the sidelines, but he went instead inside with it. Here are the Bruins knocking on the door, and they trail by 15. Pitch it out to Drew. He drops it. Cougars get it back. It looks like.
Yep. Unbelievable. It looked like Drew was trying to get the ball in his grasp so he could throw a pass. Looked like it was a good pitch from Matt Moore.
The defensive coordinator, Rob Akey, jumping up and down and having a hoot every time his defensive crowd does something like that. And he makes them know he appreciates it. Ty Tupai was the man who covered it for Washington State, and it's on the 25-yard line, first down. What do you bet they run it? Well, that's a clock killer.
You want to look at a momentum killer? Here's one. Watch this. Drew just took his eye off the ball, was trying to shift it, and rolls it to a man who's already laying on the ground.
2 yards, second down, 8 to go.
Matt Ball is out there playing defensive end now. Ball backing off. This is the pitch to Jonathan Smith. That little cut back into the middle works very well for him. And he's going to pick up 11 yards. Spencer Havener brought him down.
And you just wonder how much UCLA, how many more times they can respond to their offense, putting more pressure on them, turning the ball over.
It's something, though, isn't it, Dan? How many times, how few backs can do that, cut back against the grain in traffic like that. But those who can do it, boy, they're hard to handle.
Yeah, they're usually the great ones, aren't they?
This is Smith looking around again, and he's got about 3-4 on that carry. And they knock him out of bounds, killing the clock at 3:26 to go in the third quarter.
You know, and it takes talent, obviously, but it takes courage, too, because
you bet.
When you're cutting back, you don't see those big guys that are coming.
Sometimes you turn right in front of the truck.
Crossing against the light, perhaps.
But if you have that kind of courage, you get away with a lot. Jonathan Smith is your deep back. You got DeVard Darling now on this near sideline. He's due after that last drop. Swagger changing his call, and the Bruins hollering for motion. And they go to Smith. Penalty flag goes down. Penalty coming against Washington State.
And it's probably going to be against Sam Lightbody, reaching out and tackling Justin London. This is the most charitable football game I've ever seen.
Dave Ball has just come to the sidelines holding his right hand out to the trainer.
I mean, it's like, you know, we got the ball. Here, you have it. Here, we're moving. Let's back ourselves up.
Holding offense occurring beyond the line of scrimmage. Penalty's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, if you talk to a UCLA Bruin, you usually think of the bane of their existence being the USC Trojans, but maybe it's the Stanford Cardinal. Back in 2001, the Bruins started 6-0, went on to lose to Stanford. After that, they went 1-3, and we all know what happened last week. They were 6-2. They lose to Stanford. They got Wazoo today, and they still got Oregon and USC on the schedule. Keith.
Swagger setting up, wanted to go deep, now throws down the middle of the field. The Bruins dive for it. It looks like an interception.
It is.
And they're going to give it to him.
Great catch.
Bad pass. Bad decision by Swagger.
He's made a bunch of them. And it's pressure and then escaping the pressure and then throwing the ball. Now the question is, did Page get underneath that ball and pick it off before it hit the field turf here? The officials say yes.
They've given it to him.
Here he is right here, but watch as Swagger, after the play fake, will step up and make a bad decision. Nope, that's an incomplete pass, so the Cougs.
They eat one, huh?
Yep.
This is Ebell. And Tyler's got 5.
Every time it seems like UCLA gets a turnover, their first play is a run play. I mean, you got the defense on their heels. You got them backed up a little bit.
Gain of 5 yards.
Definitely not an interception, but I would love to see the Bruins take a shot on a sudden exchange like that instead of running the ball on first down every time.
Ebell again on the cutback. He's open. He's tracked down at the 20-yard line by Isaac Brown, defensive end.
That's that crease that they've been looking for all game long. And Ebell hit it with a full head of speed and got it into the secondary after that good cut. One cut and go.
This is a ball game that so far has had 10 turnovers, and we have not finished the third quarter yet.
Left side behind Vieira, Mercedes Lewis, and Pat Norton. And heading down the field.
And a penalty flag again as Ebell carries.
And the charity continues.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the 10th game of the year.
That's against the Bruins.
This sports sticker update is brought to you by Sterling Savings.
10 penalties now against the Bruins.
Final score for Tucson, Arizona 27, Washington 22.
Hello. PA announcer just announcing Arizona's upset of Washington.
On the offense, penalty 10 yards, spotted foul, repeat first down.
Oh, the Bruins back up, and I bet you the happiest man on this planet right now is old Mike Hankwitz. He's done a pretty fair coaching job since taking over down there.
Yeah, he sure has. That's a huge win for Arizona.
Ball's on the 27-yard line after the penalty, and it's first down and 18. So that's a spot foul. Moore looks to go deep. Down the middle, intercepted by Jason David. Matt Moore pushes him out of bounds. Jason David now with 16 career interceptions.
And 6 this season, and he baited Matt Moore. He was playing off Craig Bragg, let Bragg get to the post. Ball thrown behind Bragg, and David's right on his shoulder to pick it off. You talk about a confident cornerback. This ball is thrown behind Bragg, and if it's out in front, maybe Jeremy Bohannon will pick it off.
Matt Moore didn't take too kindly to that stiff arm either. First down for the Cougars, the ball up on the 31-yard line. This is Jonathan Smith, and he's got 3, maybe.
Hagener now on the tackle, along with number 9, Justin London.
You know, Swagger, if he just choke his motor a little bit on some of those passes, because he's so jacked when he lets it go, and he's so strong that it's just a bullet.
Yeah, and I think sometimes where he's throwing is in question too.
Yeah. Decision making is always has been the most important thing a quarterback can do. Goes down on a knee. Did you get down? They're going to call him down right there because he went down on a knee as he handed the ball off. What else can happen?
I tell you what.
My goodness.
I think that 35-yard line tripped him. This line right here. Watch, he's going to trip on it. Yeah, they got to get out here and mow this field turf a little bit.
Just so.
It'll be third down, 11 yards to go.
Oh, this is amazing, huh? UCLA leads in offensive production. I think the whole game's been offensive.
Darling's on this side and 3 of them up at the top. So you got 4 wideouts. That means Swagger's going to throw it again. Hold your breath. The arm went forward. That'll have to be an incomplete forward pass. It was Matt Ball in his face. And as the ball came out, Matt struck it.
Yeah, this is a pretty good pass rush UCLA has. They've got 25 sacks coming into today. And Matt Ball, number 49, usually plays second fiddle to his twin brother Dave. But that time he came up with a big play.
I think you can see, though, he's a bit ginger with that bad back. He really just doesn't look totally healthy. He's a big, strong guy, too. Fossler's in the punt. Craig Bragg is waiting for it. And he kicks it away from Bragg. And it's going to go downfield. He got a good roll and goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That's a good kick. No return. 48. When you get 48 yards on a punt and get no return out of it, that's a pretty good luck. We're just about out of time in the third quarter. You got 1 tick remaining. So we're going to go through that 1 tick, and then we'll have a break after 3. UCLA backed up again. Then when they've had good field position down inside deep, the Cougar end, they haven't done much with it. This is Ebell. And he gets whipsawed up across the 20 at the 21, and that'll do it for 3/4 of play. Washington State 28, UCLA 13. ABC Sports presentation of college football. Back after this message and the word from our ABC station. To the final quarter of play now. 28-13 ball game. UCLA looking at 2nd down and 6 at their own 21-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Matt Moore. And down he goes. And I mean to tell you, there was no doubt about the fact he was going to go down, because big old Josh Shavers had a hold of him, and Josh weighs 316 pounds.
Our Pack Life game summary tells us about the 3rd quarter miscues. A drop touchdown pass by DeVar Darling. A gift fumble as Drew fumbles to Wazoo. Then an interception that wasn't by Jared Page. And then an interception that was by Jason David. 6 turnovers in that 3rd quarter. 3 for each team. Got to be the moon.
The eclipse is over. 3rd down and 14. Moore's pass down the sidelines. Hey, the defender fell down. Penalty flag is called. And the receiver, Lewis, had it, and then it came out as he hit the ground, and he's still down.
Well, he pushed off too, Keith. I mean, he just can't do that. He's tall enough where he could just get in a jump ball situation. They did not call it on Mercedes Lewis. Working outside against Jason David. It sure looked like there was a shove with the right hand there that David goes down. How do they call that against Jason David and not Mercedes Lewis?
It can't be.
They might call that little arm bar right there, but that's a push in the dead in the back, and David goes flying.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, I have seen some of the worst officiating the last 2 weeks. This conference has got to do something about these officials.
It's 1st down, UCLA at the 28-yard line. Moore back, wants to go down in the middle. Now he goes to the sidelines for Bragg. That's intercepted. That's intercepted by Eric Coleman, and it's Washington State's ball. Justice is served. So.
Great interception by Eric Coleman. Payma's got Bragg man-to-man here. They're fighting each other off. No penalty there. And then the overthrown ball is picked off by Coleman, who does a sensational job of staying in bounds.
And they start at their own 38-yard line with Jonathan Smith losing a yard.
And I think the reason it was intercepted is because UCLA had just been given a gift. And it's always better to give a gift than to receive a gift. So they're getting into this thing where they're trying to outdo each other.
We had one guy run right.
The charity.
Look out now, you're getting in deep water there.
I don't think it's water, Keith. It's something else. I think it's right from the barn.
2nd down, call it 10. That little snap pass thrown out to Jonathan Smith, and he almost broke it. Matt Ball got over there to help out on the play. Otherwise, he might still be running. Emmanuel and Ball were the two that got him out of bounds at the 35-yard line on the Bruins side of the field. Jonathan Smith had a big night.
Yeah, over 100 yards rushing, and now averaging over 20 yards per reception. Dave Ball, number 43, and the blitz, there's Spencer Havener. That's why that ball was zipped out there to Smith, and he makes a fine catch of a hard pass and then down the sideline. He has 188 of WSU's 245 offensive yards.
Smith again bouncing to the outside. That's good for about 7.
Brought down by number 9, Justin London.
Ball is at the 29 of UCLA. Drew Olson warming up on the sidelines for the Bruins, and Matt Moore just took off his hat and went to the phone. I don't know how seriously Moore. Well, he's humming it. So Drew Olson is cranking up. Here goes Smith. Down to the 15-yard line. Jared Page brought him down.
Now you got to wonder about UCLA now. Washington State's only run 55 plays in this ball game. That means the defense has been on the field not all that much, but mentally they've just got to be worn out.
Jonathan Smith, the senior out of Pasadena, California, had a huge night. He's got it again. Cuts back into the traffic. And to take it down to the 10-yard line where Buscetti brings him down.
Yeah, and you don't make a guy like Dave Ball miss every day. And Ball did miss that tackle.
He's tired. He's coming out. Get a little breather. Kevin Harbor goes in to replace him. Harbor is a freshman from Los Angeles. Yeah, Dave looks tired there.
A lot of missed tackles, a lot of arm tackles by UCLA this evening.
There's Drew Olson cranking up. We may see him the next series. This is Smith. Runs into one of his own men. That was a defensive play by the fumble on the play. And UCLA's got the ball. Ben Emanuel covers the ball. I thought the play was over, and all of a sudden you see the ball loose.
Yeah, that was a good penetration that time by the Bruins. Messed up the blocking pattern for the Cougars. Smith just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Justin London gets in there and messes things up right there. And then as he's trying to regain his balance,
just ripped out.
Just ripped away. Somebody took it away from him. Now it is Drew Olson at quarterback. So you get a new Bruin quarterback. Drew Olson, a sophomore out of Piedmont, California. Makes his first appearance of the ball game. Ball is handed off to Tyler Ebell, and Tyler will get something out of that one, about 8 yards.
Brought down by 27 here, Pullman.
Jonathan Smith may have been down before this ball was ripped out by Ben Emanuel. Struggling.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that was a good play by Emanuel. Good call, too.
2nd down and 2. That's an incompletion caused by Jason David on Craig Bragg. Bragg was reaching for the ball and could feel it almost. And David popped him.
This is such a good secondary. It's a quick slant route, a hitch route rather, by Bragg. Should have had that ball. Ball was there before David got there.
You quarterbacks always say that.
Yeah. Once in a while, it's not the quarterback's fault.
3rd down and 2. Gonna run for it and get it. It's Ebell, and he's got great speed. Jason David trying to track him down, and he's going to get him. Down at the 25-yard line. David and Pema were going after him, and David, with the greater foot speed, was able to get him. Pema, however, had an angle, and he would have gotten him.
Now, last week, Lendale White of SC had a couple of similar type of runs. It's a good cutback run here. Right there, he gets by Don Jackson, who tries to arm tackle him. Jason David showing off his speed, as is Carl Pema, to keep Ebel out of the end zone.
56 yards on the play. And Olson now out of the shotgun. He throws it, and the pass is completed to Bragg. And they'll give him the 19-yard line on the catch as Eric Coleman makes the tackle.
Olson provided a spark last week against Stanford when he came off the bench. And he looks very confident. 2 balls in a row right on target to Craig Bragg. This time, Bragg hangs on. And the Cougs will call time.
28-13. 15-point lead for Washington State. 10:16 to play in the game, and they're down in territory of knocking on the door again. It has been a perplexing sort of a ball game. Funny things that happen.
13 turnovers combined. That's perplexing.
2nd down and 4. That's Ebel. And a penalty flag. The full moon comes up. Penalty flag. Holding. Bruins. The moon gets an eclipse. Penalty flag.
If you look right there, there's a flag.
Yes. I'm seeing flags. You can see it 3 o'clock in the morning.
Offense, penalties 10 yards, previous spot. Repeat.
I'm not
down.
suggesting that the fouls are not occurring. There's no question the fouls are occurring, but like Dan said a while ago, this is the 9th game of the season for one, the 10th game of the season for the both of them.
And they're fighting for first place in the Pac-10.
Share of it. Olsen throws and is coming back from Lepisto, and he bounces it at the feet of the offensive tackle, Ed Blanton.
Here's Lepisto right here, and he's trying to get the ball back to his quarterback, Matt Moore. But Matt Moore takes forever, or rather Drew Olsen takes forever to get into his pass route there. And I'm not sure where Lepisto was trying to throw that ball. It looked like the number 73, Ed Blanton, was down the field, and he would be considered an ineligible receiver, wouldn't he?
Yes, I think so. So it is 3rd down and 14 after the penalty. There's that little high snap. Pressure's coming. The ball's away. And it is incomplete. And there's a penalty flag thrown down in the end zone. Carl Pema battling with Ryan Smith.
Now the question is, was this ball catchable? I think that's what the officials are discussing right now. It was thrown way to the inside, and they may wave this one off. Or they may not. I'm not going to guess what these guys in the striped shirts are going to do. I'm about 0 for 100.
The foul was for defensive pass interference. The pass is uncatchable. There is no foul.
Got it right.
1 for 101. The pressure right in the back there, the big hit there, that forces the ball to the inside of the field. See Payman knock Smith down. Coleman had a shot at the interception. Good call by the officials, as you can see that the contact was nowhere near where the ball was.
And so it is 4th and 14 now at 9:41 to play in the ball game. The ball is resting at the Washington State 29-yard line. And 4th down Bruins, and they're going to go for it. Drew Olsen shotgun. Air under for the corner. Feet tangled up. It's Mercedes Lewis, and it's incomplete. Jason David against that big tight end Lewis, giving away a foot.
And Drew Olsen never gave Lewis a chance to make this catch, though. Now that could have been pass interference against David, as he cut Lewis off while the ball was still in the air.
28-13 at 9:34 to play in the ball game, and Washington State gets the ball back at their 29. Been a tough night on Bruin quarterbacks. Time now definitely the ally of Washington State as they lead by 15. Spread them out and run it up the middle. and get 4 yards. Jonathan Smith.
Taken down by number 55, David Powell.
Time permitting, stay tuned. Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. Time permitting, the operational word there. Scores and highlights from about the country. Sammy Moore now spreads out. He's had a quiet night. DeVard Darling has had a quiet night. DeVard dropped a touchdown pass. Jonathan is buried. Smith is back at the 31-yard line. Brandon Chiller, the first man to get there.
Quiet night is right, Keith. Excuse me, for both DeVard Darling, Sammy Moore, no receptions. Just 3 completions out of 18 throws for Matt Kegel and Josh Swagger.
It'll be 3rd down, 7 yards to go.
Very, very strange evening.
At the 31.
Well, it's 3rd and 7. Let's see if Swagger throws it. Yep, sideways. Scott Lundy, he's going to have the first down. Bruins were yelling for movement on the offensive line of Washington State and didn't get a flag.
Yeah, they thought that Big Sam Lightbody was moving before the snap, so they kind of stopped on the play.
Well, bad idea. Don't try to officiate too. Let those other fellows getting paid do it.
First down. 1st and 10, Washington State at the 42.
From the 42. This is Smith again. And it's Spencer Havener on the tackle for the Bruins. Had one upset in the conference today as Arizona beats Washington. And I don't know, maybe that Stanford win could be considered something of an upset. But
I think so.
Stanford won last week over these Bruins, so maybe the Cardinals are going to finish the season on a run.
For sure, the Sun Devils are running in the wrong direction.
2nd down and 11. Smith again. Tripped up. Kept his balance. Was worth at least 3 yards as he scooted ahead. Now the linesman's backing up, fudging back down the field about a yard. So it's going to be put on the 45-yard line.
Here's the first of Jonathan Smith's touchdowns, a 1-yard plunge. And then he goes right up the middle. 3 touchdowns in that first half for Jonathan. 134 yards rushing on 34 carries and another 85 yards on 4 receptions.
Guess who's the Chevrolet man for Washington State, huh?
Give him the keys.
3rd down and 7. Swagger looking around. Now throws. How in the world did Scott Lundy catch that ball? I thought Jared Page was going to intercept it.
And I thought Jared Page was going to take Lundy's head off. Good clean hit by Jared Page. London playing deep middle linebacker there, but there's Lundy free in the secondary. How do you hang on?
Listen.
Out of plastic.
That's called a lick from where I come from. Handed to Jonathan Smith, and this time the Bruins jump him. And he'll lose a little bit on the play. And Lundy is one tough customer.
Yeah, coming into tonight's game, he had caught 8 passes in just 6 quarters. 18 against the Beavers, and then 10 last week against USC. Tonight he's got 3 for 60 yards. And a beautiful catch. That pass really showed off the strength and the zip of Swagger, didn't it?
Yep. It also showed how quick these defensive backs are, too, because he was wide open, and all of a sudden he wasn't. Throws it back. Oh, back into the middle of the field. That is not a good place unless you've got the ball dead on target. That was intended for Benneman, and he threw it behind him. Well, now, we asked you earlier on the singular wireless poll question, who is the college coach of the year? And let's see who they've picked. Bob Stoops. Pete Carroll second, John Smith third, and Gary Patterson 4. And what happens to Ron Zook if he wins out the season? There's a loss. Brandon Chiller blitzing on the play, comes through almost untouched and makes the tackle on Smith back at the 25-yard line.
And that pushes the field goal try by Drew Dunning back 4 or 5 yards. That's a big play by Brandon Chiller.
And timeout called by UCLA at 5:42 to play in the game. We're anticipating field goal with Drew Dunning when we come back. All right, 5:42 to play, and Drew Dunning, who is 20 out of 22 in field goal tries this season, from the 32-yard line for a 42-yard try. Bosler holds it. Kicks on the way. It is good. And it's a 31-13 lead for Washington State. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Cadillac. Old vehicles defying convention. Miller Lite, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And City Identity Theft Solutions. Free help getting your life back. That's using your card wisely.
UCLA could blame it on the moon or whatever, but they have gotten 7 turnovers from Washington State this evening. Off those 7 turnovers, they have scored 6 points.
That's all you need to know, isn't it? Darius's kick is deep, 6 yards deep in the end zone. Drew will not return it. It'll come out to the 20. After what has happened today, here are your Pac-10 standings, and I think you can put this down as a W for Washington State. USC is idle. Oregon State is idle. That's because their game scheduled for this weekend has been pushed back to December 6th to be part of Championship Saturday. And as it turns out, Lauren Matthews is right again. It's going to be a game that will impact the championship of the conference. Drew Olson in relief of Matt Moore. Throws to the sidelines. It's completed to Mercedes Lewis. Lewis, I think, has to get a little more aggressive, though, in his play on the field going after that ball. He's a big guy, and he just simply got to go get it.
Yeah, a little timid on some of those longer passes where he doesn't really take full advantage of his physical gifts.
But he's a young one. He's only a son. He'll come back next year like a tornado. Olsen going to take a lick.
Getting the first down. Hit by number 52,
Don Jackson. And you know when Jackson strikes are there that he's been there. Pat Bennett's another linebacker out there now. 46, he can pop them too. Jackson's had a big night. Olsen's pass down the sidelines. Caught. Out. Incomplete forward pass, they're saying. Or they're saying he was down. What are they saying?
One is saying down, one is saying incomplete, and the man that said incomplete wins that little debate.
Ryan Smith defended by Jeremy Bohannon.
Well, it looked like Smith had this ball, and for some reason, Ah, it's Bohannon coming over the top.
Pema.
Carol Pema with a great play of coming over the top of Smith's shoulders and popping it loose.
So it is 2nd down and 10. Drew Olson gets turned upside down, and the pass whistles past the ear of the intended receiver. Ty Tupai was there to turn him upside down.
And nothing like getting hit by a guy who weighs 320 when you go about 100 pounds lighter. Big Ty Tupai right there, number 97.
He must have 2 lockers. 3rd down and 10. Little touch pass by Drew Olson. It's completed to Ryan Smith, but it is well short of the 1st down.
Knocked down by number 51, Will 30.
They've got to go up to the 44 for their 1st down, and the ball is just beyond the 39. So they need the better part, at least 4 yards, 4th and 4. And they're going. Flush Olson taken down. Number 95, big Jeremy Williams. Those 2 tackles, Tupai and Williams on the inside, they're rough customers. And the Cougars get the ball back, and they get it on the UCLA 32-yard line. So the Cougars, with 4:22 to play, definitely sitting in the catbird seat. (31-13). Washington State now is camped at the UCLA 32, and hopes for the Bruins to pull something glimmering. Oh, that's a pretty good play there by number 97, Nisulu, who's CJ's had a pretty good night, defensive tackle, and he put him on his back there for a loss of about 3 yards. Now here's Todd Harris.
Well, folks, if you come to Pullman, make sure you get down to the corner of Main and Kamiakin. That is the new Walk of Fame. Names like Drew Bledsoe, John Elway, who played high school here, and, of course, Edward R. Murrow. But the most famous name, in my opinion, Mr. Keith Jackson. And, Keith, the lore is students in the journalism department are not allowed to step on the hallowed ground that is Keith Jackson.
Where is that? I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, right.
On the corner of Main and Kamiakin, downtown Pullman. Something like that comes to town, everyone knows about it.
Holy smokes.
It's
What?
holy ground.
How much is that going to cost me?
What I want to know, is there an uptown in Pullman?
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Congratulations, Keith.
Thank you.
What's the number 12 for?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's the 12th one.
You should be number 1.
I don't think
Go
so.
down and fix that later tonight.
3rd down and 14. Swagger running for his life, and got his britches dirty as he gets back down to about the 31-yard line. Justin London tracked him down.
Yeah, dirty britches and almost a bloody nose as Chiller came over with a tomahawk chop and knocked the ball out.
Timeout called by UCLA, stopping the clock at 2:44. Yeah, well, we're coming back here next week. We'll be on the air at 12:30, just before the snow comes. Arizona State in town against the Cougars, and there'll be other regional action on your ABC station, so check local listings for the game in your area, or you might want to get ESPN Game Plan and watch the game of your choice. But in passing along the way, we hope you'll spend an hour or so with us next Saturday.
Absolutely.
Here.
May have a solar eclipse next Saturday.
Don't be saying that. gets dark at 4:30 as it is.
Yeah, it turned out to be a very pleasant evening, though, didn't it?
Lovely, yeah.
We're all bundled up here, sweating our heads off.
Drew Dunning. Is he coming out? Let's see if he does.
Yeah, I think so, Keith. He was out there.
He needs one field goal to tie Jason Hansen's career record at Washington State of 63. And here he comes. Drew Dunning from Issaquah, senior. This is going to be from the 37, a 47-yard try. Career long is 49. It's going wide. So he's yet to tie Jason Hansen, who's still kicking for the Detroit Lions. Jason was out of Spokane, had a brilliant career in college, and has had an even bigger one in the NFL.
He really gets into this one, too. You can see Chiller and Havner trying to block it, but he couldn't quite get it to hook between the uprights.
UCLA out there trying to get the playoff and ready to snap the ball before the Cougar defense gets on the field, and again they fiddled around and didn't do it. Ball is thrown to Craig Bragg. Bragg will get a first down up across the 45 to the 46.
Yeah, the Cougs defense done a great job at taking away the #1 weapon for UCLA and Craig Bragg. 5 catches for Bragg tonight, just 73 yards.
Secondary has really done a good job
all year long.
Yep. They've all started every game all season long too. This ball's thrown to Tyler Ebel. The tackle missed there by Don Jackson. Jackson's had 10 tackles already tonight, so he might be getting a little tired. And now they've got a first down at the Washington State 40, and they're moving the chains in a hurry.
14-yard gain on the play, first down, Bruins.
Spread them out. Get as much space between the defenders as possible. That's a penalty flag.
Flag on the play.
Big Ed Blanton moved before the snap.
Prior to snap, dead ball. Ball start. Offense, 5 yards, remains first down.
It appeared that time that Robert Chai delayed his snap. He got the signal from Olsen and then waited, and in Ed Blanton's mind, waited a little bit too long. They just don't look good in shotgun formation yet, do they?
Nope. Ball doesn't come back from the center with quite enough security, I don't think. Blitz up the middle. They flush him. Ball thrown to Lewis. And Lewis is pulled out of bounds at the 30. Left foot, right foot, 36-yard line.
The Pac-Man Conference of Washington State University puts a high regard on the safety of game officials, home and visiting teams.
31-13, an 18-point lead. It's been a raggedy ball game, but it certainly had its turns and twists. My goodness.
Turns, twists, turnovers, penalties. 21 total penalties, 13 total turnovers. And the turnovers have come in bunches. That third quarter was a disaster for both teams.
Time called by the Bruins, and that's their last one. Today's Chevrolet players of the game are Spencer Havner, linebacker of UCLA, who has 13 tackles at this point, 9 solo and 2 for a loss. For Washington State, Jonathan Smith, 36 carries, 130 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Caught 4 passes for 25 yards. So in recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet making a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
to regroup. Next week they've got Oregon, who always plays them tough in Pasadena, and of course their annual date with the Trojans.
Yeah, their bowl possibilities could get dim pretty quickly, couldn't they?
Crazy year in the Pac-10, just absolutely crazy.
Olsen turns, gives the ball to Ebel, gets him out there against Don Jackson. Jackson can't handle him. He got away from him, and is going to pick up right out of first down.
And Ebel had limped off the field a couple of plays back, but he certainly looked quick and healthy on that play as he not only outran Jackson, he gave Jackson a pretty good move.
Minute 59 to play in the ball game. The folks have been leaving in droves. It's going to be a long drive to Colfax.
Points beyond.
Uh-oh. This is Ryan Smith. And Smith is tripped up at the 10 by Jeremy Bohannon, keeps him out of the end zone. Washington State can give up a touchdown here to UCLA, and it's not going to really make a whole lot of difference except in the BCS poll, and I'm not sure that that means a whole lot to the Cougars anymore. Olsen looks to the end zone, intercepted. Eric Coleman picks it off. He's had a good night, too. So the captain comes up with an interception.
Yeah, and it's not his first of the evening either. He's had his hands on that ball a couple of times. Just playing center field, really. In fact, he's so deep, he's not even in our picture. But what happens there is Drew Olsen just staring down his receiver. And again, this is a veteran defense. Coleman, a senior, reading the quarterback's eyes. He did that earlier to Matt Moore.
Turnovers. 14.
That's a lot.
UCLA with no more times out remaining, so they snap the ball on the ground, stick it in the pile, and now the clock runs, and it's a matter of watching the seconds tick away for the final decision.
You know, 14 turnovers usually occur when it's rainy, wet, maybe icy, snowing. Not a drop of moisture here tonight at Pullman. Wind has not been a factor. Just bad offense has been the biggest factor.
Kill the clock. Just get it rolling. Matt Kegel was hurt early in the ball game on a tackle. Clean hit. It just was good, tough football by Dave Ball. And with all the injuries he had coming into it, he couldn't shake it off. And Josh Schwager came on to lead him to the win. But it was 14-0 under Kegel, and then 14-3 when Matt got hurt. And so Washington State is going to stretch it out, go to 8 wins now. They've got Arizona State coming up, followed by Washington to finish their season. They take a knee, and that'll do it. We'll run off the final seconds of the ball game. So from the Palouse country, we hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, our final score is Washington State 31 and UCLA 13. And the Cougars having a good season, possibly looking for another. ABC Sports Online, ESPN.com. Stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report after this from your ABC station. It was a victory for Washington State, perhaps not a defining victory as such because of all the mistakes in the ballgame, a total of 14 turnovers. Todd Harris caught up with Bill Doba, the boss man of the Cougars, when the game ended, and here is that conversation.
Coach, it wasn't the Christmas game on a crisp night, but you take the victory.
Well, darn right we'll take a victory. That was a good football team that we played, and you know, our defense. I mean, how many turnovers were there? 12?
7 for you, 7 for them.
Oh, 14 turnovers. Well, it's the second time this year we've had 7 and 1. So maybe that's our lucky number.
Are these the kind of games when you have that many turnovers and you play this well and you still get 31 points, it gives you a little bit of confidence?
No. No, I don't want any turnovers. Don't give me. No, there's no way you can make that a positive. We're just happy to win.
Tell me about Matt Kegel. What do you think about next week with Arizona State coming in?
Well, I don't know. He's got a shoulder AC joint, and we just have to wait and see on that one.
Does your heart skip a little faster when Josh Swagger drops back to throw?
Josh Swagger's going to be just fine. He got baptized today against a good secondary, so he'll be okay.
It's a situation where you know you have to get him some playing time, better here than somewhere on the road?
Well, yeah, and he's, he took all the reps this week just about, so he'll be okay.
Final question, with Arizona State coming in, you know they're desperate. They lost today. They're going to want to pick a victory.
I didn't know they lost. Did they lose? Yeah. Well, that'll be a tough ball game. They are all when you're in a Pac-10, they're all tough.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Back to you, Keith.
Bill Doba, the head man of the Washington State Cougars. You had to rummage around a bit, perhaps, to find some real highlights in this thing, but there were some, and there were some moments that were stunning. So let's turn to Dan Fouts for that.
Well, touchdowns are usually a pretty good way to start your highlight package. Jonathan Smith with a 1-yard touchdown, and then Troy Bieneman with a 32-yard catch from Matt Kegel. Jonathan Smith scored 3 times tonight. That one was from about 12 yards out. That's a 9-yarder right there. 31-13, the final score for Washington State.
And so a balmy night in the Palouse country. Unexpectedly a blessing, perhaps. And we're done. ABC Sports Online, ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports. And don't forget, the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Lambeau Field to face the Green Bay Packers on ABC's Monday Night Football. We'll be back with you again next week with the Cougars against Arizona State. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports Championship Television. Good night.
Perfect. Inside the 20, goes all the way for a touchdown.
The only undefeated team. The tradition continues. Sports' biggest events right here. This is ABC Sports Championship Television.